So the Air 3S and the Mini 4 Pro have quietly become some of the most accessible and surprisingly powerful drones in their class. But new leaks and controller upgrades are impacting the entire DJI product lineup. Today we're going to dive into where things stand, what's next for flagship compact drones, and we're going to examine some real upgrades, not just rumors, coming to the ecosystem. So let's jump in. So first off, I want to bring your attention to the 6-month long-term review done by the folks over at Drone XL on the Air 3S. Does the Air 3S still live up to its hype after 6 months, or has it been replaced? In that article, they examine the fact that the Air 3S, even in full auto mode with no color grading or post-editing work, that the footage still comes out phenomenally, meaning that you can get cinematic aerial footage even as a novice or someone who isn't super into post-production workflows. And that's owing to the 1-inch sensor in the Air 3S. You also don't need advanced photography or piloting skills with the intelligent flight modes like master shots, quick shots, point of interest, spotlight, cruise control. DJI has put a lot of really fun automatic stuff in this drone to really just make your content creation easy. It puts professional grade results within reach. And the Air 3S has been really well slotted right between the Mini 4 Pro and, up until recently, the Mavic 3, now the Mavic 4. It's got a sweet spot of power and range and flexibility, a little bit more than the Mini, but not as expensive, not as big or heavy as the Mavic 4. It's got that improved sensor, it's got improved low light performance, night shooting, sunrise, sunset, additional dynamic range, a 3x telephoto camera, but additionally it contains a bunch of new and exciting features, one of which was the addition of a LiDAR sensor. So 6 months on, the Air 3S, I think, is pretty well holding up, balancing the accessibility, creativity, safety, and anyone who's looking to get into drones and they want something just a little bit beefier than something like the Mini 4 Pro, the Air 3S is my #1 recommendation. And so I want to point you to that article over at Drone XL. I will link it down below. Before we get to our next segment, I just want to tell you a quick story. While my wife and I were in the hospital welcoming our baby girl, my Facebook and Instagram accounts were hacked and permanently shut down. My professional Instagram that I built over years with my work was gone. And as a photographer, having a visible presence on places like Instagram, it's very important. So I'm completely rebuilding and I can use your help, but I want to make it worthwhile. So I'm running a giveaway. I get gear from brands all the time for reviews, and once I'm done, I want to give them to you. So here's how you enter. Follow me on Instagram, be a subscriber to the channel, and comment on this video that you followed me on Instagram. If you really want to help and sweeten the pot, like and share as much of the content as you can. It makes a huge difference. And once I hit 1,000 followers, I will start sending out free gear. Now let's get back to our video about DJI drones. Next, we got news from the enterprise market. DJI's Matrice 4D just got a huge improvement with obstacle detection that is so precise, it can spot wires that are as thin as your pinky finger, even during complex missions. So with this latest firmware update from DJI, the Matrice 4D drones are getting the ability to utilize a new LiDAR obstacle sensing module that they're going to be selling for $2,075. That could potentially add a considerable amount of safety to professional missions. But the update isn't just a bullet point. It combines the LiDAR sensor, which handles horizontal and upward obstacle avoidance, with the Matrice's onboard millimeter wave radar for 360-degree environmental awareness. Now, details here they're important. We're talking about detecting hazards as slim as 12 millimeters. So think about electrical wires, cables running across a building site, slender poles, and that's all at 15 meters a second. So flying in any of these areas has been historically tricky and risky, especially for autonomous flights where you're flying beyond the line of sight. But now the Matrice drones can be trusted in far more environments like urban inspections, infrastructure jobs, utility monitoring, remote search and rescue scenarios, areas where you wouldn't traditionally be able to fly visually. But there's actually more with this firmware update. The DJI Dock 3, their automated drone in a box system, can now check drone orientation before every launch. So if the drone's not lined up properly, takeoff is going to be locked out completely. So there's no more accidental crashes. There's also an improvement to the infrared camera to allow it to read down to -40 degrees Fahrenheit for industrial and emergency use. Finally, the Matrice 4D and the Dock 3 are built to work with DJI's Flight Hub 2, for remote management. This is designed to help enable safer, more reliable missions when there's no one on site to check for hazards. Next up, let's take a look at a drone concept that, if it's half real, is pretty crazy and would kind of dominate professional camera drones. And we're talking about the latest sketch from Osita LV of the Inspire 4. So Osita LV is on my list of folks who provide some of the best information on the internet about DJI products. Their profile is linked down below. And this is not the first time that Osita LV has posted some, we'll call them wild but plausible ideas in sketch form, because historically his leaks have been pretty close. So this is not a flight of fancy. So first, the showpiece of his post is a 360-degree rotating gimbal on an X10 camera. This should not come as a surprise to anyone. Imagine the kind of creativity that you can do with a rotating camera. Oh wait, we have that now. So imagine shooting true 8K vertical video from the air, or getting 8K 360 rolling shots for graphics and advanced effects. All of that without the need of a giant production team or a big rig. Not just that, the camera is actually rumored to be able to flip up above the body for Hollywood-style forward-facing upward shots. This is not something we traditionally see in consumer drones, but more just in high-end cinema rigs. So this thing can definitely slot into big budget shoots, and that is going to matter. Other ambitious hardware rumors include 2 terabyte USB 4 removable media, RTK support for ultra precise positioning, expanded wireless device support, dual hot swappable batteries, and, as is pretty common now with most DJI products of every type, LiDAR. It's gonna get LiDAR. Everything gets LiDAR. You get LiDAR. You get LiDAR. You get LiDAR. Everybody gets LiDAR. But here's the thing, the Inspire drone series isn't really due for an update. It's normally years in between Inspire products. So I don't know if we're gonna see this in 2025, maybe not even in 2026. So for most, this is just gonna remain a rumor on the roadmap, but we will keep an eye on it. Next, we've got official updates to the RC Pro 2, making it fully compatible with the Air 3, the Air 3S, and the Mini 4 Pro. So if you are a flyer of any of those drones and you really want that 7-inch mini LED display at 2000 nits, you can buy it on its own, and it is now compatible with those other drones. In addition to all of the screen and buttons and onboard storage and all the things that you get with the RC Pro 2, it also comes with the built-in flight simulator if you are looking to do some training without having to potentially put your drone up in the air, which is a nice way to prevent very expensive mistakes. And lastly, the biggest rumor in compact drones is pretty much confirmed. The DJI Mini 5 Pro is in testing now. They're targeting for a September 2025 launch, and it's going to be bringing first-in-class features to the sub 249 gram market. The story broke when our good friend over on X, Haka Sushi, when Haka Sushi knows, Haka Sushi shows, that DJI is aiming for a September launch for the Mini 4 Pro. Jasper Ellens then corroborated the information that DJI is aiming for a September launch for the Mini 5 Pro, which makes perfect sense considering the fact that the Mini 4 Pro launched 2 years prior, lining it right up with DJI's typical upgrade cycle. So what's changing? Well, let's start with what's not changing, and that's the weight. This is still going to be a sub 249 gram drone, which is key for recreational pilots in the US since it keeps the drone from needing to be registered. That pretty much makes it a requirement for anyone's travel backpack. Leaked images that were posted by Jasper show a design very similar to the Mini 4 Pro, but with a noticeably larger front camera, and crucially, as is the case now for all DJI products, a set of LiDAR sensors. But this would be the first time that we're going to see LiDAR-style object avoidance in a drone of this size. On the performance side, we're getting rumors that we will have stronger vented motors for better flight stability and endurance, possibly achieving 50-minute runtime. Expected the sensor to bump to 1 inch, up from the current Mini 4 Pro's 1/1.3 inch. I guess they're running out of the 1/1.3 sensor. That will definitely improve both low light performance as well as color accuracy, sharpness. There's a lot of things that come with a 1-inch sensor. Additionally, the potential for additional range up to 25 kilometers, as well as continued availability for vertical shooting. Price-wise, expecting it to remain around the $900 US range, not including the potential for tariffs and other weirdness that might be occurring by September. And then, as is with most DJI launches, we will obviously have a Fly More combo with additional batteries, props, and accessories. One thing to note, however, that even though the sub 249 gram drones do not require registration, you must still comply with remote ID, which is now being actively enforced. So if you're sitting on a Mini 4 Pro, should you upgrade? I think it's going to come down to the LiDAR sensor and where you feel you are with the quality of the image that you're getting out of that 1/1.3 inch sensor out of the Mini 4 Pro. I feel pretty confident that we can trust a lot of these leaks, especially from these folks. They have been credible time after time. Obviously, we won't know everything until everything is launched, but as I see and learn new things along the way, I will let you know. So as we close out talking about DJI products, if you are looking to support what I'm doing here, consider becoming a channel member. You'll get exclusive access to resources like LUTs, presets, highlighted comments, members-only live videos, and early access to new uploads. Additionally, if you're looking to book a photo session, all the details are down in the description. I work in Las Vegas, LA, Riverside, Orange County, and San Diego. And unless I specify otherwise, all of my videos are sponsored by me. Also down in the description, you will find all of my gear lists, including my 2025 Content Creator Essentials list for getting started. Now, those are affiliate links, so picking something up does help the channel. Don't forget, I am rebuilding my Instagram after losing my original account. There is a giveaway going on to help get the word out. So follow me over on Instagram, subscribe here, drop a comment saying that you have followed me, and you will be entered to get free gear. But as always, the easiest way to support the channel is to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Those are both free, but it really, really helps. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.